Yo! Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It is your favorite Poke Plumber. For today's Plumber's Pick of the Day, it is going to be Mega Evolution Base. Ladies and gentlemen, this box is a little bit extra special as it contains a Bulbasaur, shout out to Dylan, Bulbasaur promo. And guys, I think this box, if we're going to keep going on with the method that we're not going to get any booster boxes, it's still relatively affordable. It has gone up a little bit, but this set is my favorite main set so far. So don't sleep on Mega Evolution Base. It's really stacked, and I know it's still really new, but if there was ever a set to buy in this era, it's this darn box. So pay attention to it and don't sleep on it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have anything special today, folks. Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It is your favorite Poke Plumber, fleshing out the latest news and the hobby updates. Whether it's breaking leaks, rare finds, or market trends, I got the tools to keep your collection growing and your profits flowing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody had a safe and fun holiday this weekend. We have a good one today because we have to talk about it, right? Like, everyone's saying crash, they're bearish, all this stuff. And Rudy just said something really interesting in his last video. So I really do want to talk about that. But before we get this episode, tongue twisted to get this episode started. Before we get this episode going, let's do the giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your last and final chance to enter. I believe it's the last and final chance to enter the Astro Radiance Booster Box giveaway for 15K subs. All you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell notification, say it with me now. To enter your chance to win an Astro Radiance Booster Box. If it's free, it's for me. But what is going on, everybody? So earlier tonight, Rudy released a video. And we've been talking about how things are slowing down. People are becoming bearish. This is the top signal, slabs all-time highs, boxes all-time highs, that it's all going to explode after the 30th, right? And, you know, a couple educated people kind of feel the same way as I do. But in Rudy's last video, he was explaining how, you know, a market like this can last for a decade. A market like this can last for 5 years. As long as we're not getting any product, nothing's going to change. So if we're going to change our mindset to nothing's going to change, it's going to remain strong, all this good stuff, then we have to talk about it and how you need to, you know, approach a situation like this. Because if this is just the summer lull, right, then we have to take advantage of it. Then we have to move a little bit quicker, right? A lot of people, we talked about this, waiting for winds and waves, or not winds and waves, the Delta rain set with the Rayquaza. A lot of people waiting for the 30th. But right now, there's so many good opportunities, right? If this is a low, then this is our chance. We have to pounce. So I know the past weekend, I told you guys years ago, I used to sit on eBay and I would sit there and I would go to auction items and I would pay attention and I would bid and I would win for really cheap. And this past weekend, that's exactly what I did. If you think I'm joking, I will show you. I was just, you know, watching, winning bids, all that stuff. So these are some of the bids that, you know, let's see. And I missed out on a bid that really made me upset. But I won this bad boy. And I think last sold was like $800 on this. I won this bad boy. And then, oh, of course, not going to focus. It's crazy because if you look at this, come on, it always does this because it's trying to pick up the background or my hand. Maybe that's it, right? So we picked up some fun stuff, but I want to show you something really cool. So if I go to my purchases and I hit find and I type in Fates Collide. Let's see, Fates Collide. There we go. Then it's going to pop up to, it's going to pop up and show old purchases, right? Isn't it so crazy how in 2022 you could buy this box for $300 and then today pick it up for that much? It's just like the hobby is way different, way different. But anyways, as I was saying, Fates Collide. I picked up another Fates Collide box. I just wanted to add one. That was a little bit more expensive because it was a minty box. I paid a little bit higher than the last, the other sale. It was like $100 cheaper, but the box had dents in it, etc. So I still think Fates Collide's a good buy. I still think a lot of XY stuff's still cheap. Sun and Moon stuff is still cheap. These collection boxes, I I can show you what I paid for the old Blastoise box. Like I paid $30 and now I'm paying, 10x that price just because the nostalgia for that for me. But the moral of the story is that you can go and win these bids on eBays for cheaper than the last solds, which is when I was looking at, some slabs I was interested in, they sold for cheaper than what they were. A lot of boxes have sold for cheaper than what they were. So this is now a good opportunity to buy some things that have been on your list for a little bit. I know you want to wait for the 30th, right? But they keep raising, I see TCG Player has doubled since the very beginning, right? Double the price of GameStop, triple the price of GameStop. Like these prices are getting ridiculous. So I don't advise anyone to pre-order this stuff. I mean, hypothetically, what you could do if you want to pre-order 30th, go to GameStop, go there, put your pre-order, and let's say if the market absolutely gets smoked, then you can refund your pre-order. Like I'm not really about that, taking away, I would never do that to small business, but I heard someone talk about it on a reel, and people don't like game scalp, so it's like, I guess, I just hate when people do stuff like that. But technically that's what you can do if you want to put your pre-order, because I've also had them do this to me before with Journey Together, pre-ordered 6 boxes, and what did they do? They cut my pre-order by 5 boxes and said you could only have 1. So they'd probably screw you, so it's like, it is what it is. That's not really who I am as a person, but I was kind of pissed off, so screw them. Anyways, yeah, guys, I told you guys I was going to do my best to try to get distribution so I could put it on my little website or Instagram and sell you guys boxes at fair prices. I've had no luck with distribution. Believe me, I've tried. Some places aren't even taking applications. So it's just like a battle that I'm going to continue to do, right? I don't want to say right anymore. I need to take the word right out of my vocabulary. But anyways, so it's like we could be all negative about, how things are calm right now, things are slow, but honestly, these are just good opportunities. Like in a lot of people's heads right now, they say, I'm going to sell at the 30th or a little bit after the 30th because I think it's going to go even higher than then, right? Just ride the wave. Ride the wave. See what happens. If you feel over leveraged right now, yes, absolutely sell some stuff. I hear a lot of people, taking profits on slabs, going to those, there's so many mystery slab companies out there that are buying at 90% still in this market. And you can go and liquidate your slabs in them if you don't want to, do the consignment thing. By the time it's all said and done, if you do consignment, you're probably going to get the same 90% that you were getting with doing that with another company. So to each your own. Collecticon's coming in New Jersey. I think that's going to be really exciting. I'm probably going to go. I'm going to go for a day. Unfortunately, you kind of have to protect yourself, bring security nowadays, so it's going to be a little bit different this year. But I'll be there. I'm happy to meet everybody and hang out with everybody. It should be a fun time, but you have to be safe. If you're going there, don't bring a lot of cash with you. Try to only do digital transactions, and make sure you have, your slabs on you at all time. Make sure if you have your backpack, make sure it's zipped. Put your wallet on the inside. You have to be really safe in today's hobby, unfortunately. But I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of opportunity, especially when it comes to the Sun and Moon era, especially the tag team sets. There's a rumor going on right now that specialty set for the new Mega one that they trademarked is potentially going to have Mega Evolution tag teams, which is absolutely wild. So if that happens, Cosmic Eclipse is going to go on a little run. Unified Minds is going to go on a little run. Team Up on Broken Bonds, all little runs. And all those tag team promos that are in those tins, they might do something too. I feel like the Mega Evolution era, we haven't even seen how crazy it's about to get. We all know towards the end of the era is when you're going to start seeing, the great Pokemon that we know and love. I'm still banking on Alakazam, Mega Alakazam, Mega Mewtwo, Mega Gyarados. Like, we need a Mega Gyarados. But we just have to be patient to the end. And I guarantee you they're going to hit a grand slam with this one. So in theory, yes, people think it's the world's ending. We can't invest in sealed. It's not moving. Guys, this is how the market used to be. The market, you would buy a brand new set at $100, $110, and then it would drop to $80, 2-3 months later. And everyone would want to buy the new set in the beginning, and then it would drop, and then it would stay stagnant for a year or 2 years. Guys, it's been 2 months. So at the end of the day, this isn't a bear market. This isn't the end of the world, right? It's just we put crazy titles on there. It gets the clicks, you know. We're just a little interaction, right? But I still think the Mega Era is going to end off really strong. I'm fascinated with how no one's talking about Destined Rivals anymore. I'm fascinated with how nobody wants Black Bolt, White Flare. So meanwhile, with all these new shiny things coming out, you have Pitch Black coming out. I mean, the Darkrai is cool, Morpeko is cool. It has some cool cards, but like, kind of pay attention to the Surging Sparks. Kind of pay attention to the Destined Rivals. What am I Temporal Forces. Heck, Paradox Rift. It's just, that's how I feel right now. I feel like right now, don't focus on the brand new shiny thing. Go back to stuff that you missed and overlooked, and now go that way, right? Go to Pokedata.com, look at the set list. It's just like, if we're not going to get these booster box reprints, Surging Sparks at this price isn't a bad idea, right? Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces said that. Heck, even Journey Together with the Reshiram promo. We haven't seen box toppers in a long time. I believe the last time we saw a box topper was in the EX era. So let's say these cards go up to $200, $300. Heck, if a PSA 10's hitting $1,000, these boxes are going to gain a little bit more value. So that's why I like the Journey Together. I like the Mega Evolutions. And I mean, if anything, your Sword and Shield is still doing the same thing, nice and flat. And it's like, it's boring, but sometimes boring is good, right? We don't have much to talk to. There's not a million things going on in the Pokemon world right now. It's the summer. Everybody's relaxing. Everyone's enjoying vacation. A lot of people are even putting that many videos out right now. I think I want to try something different in my next couple videos. I want to go on more adventures. I want to do a couple openings. I love talking about the market, but right now it's just boring, guys. That's all it is. It's boring, right? People are just diversifying, doing other things, going on summer vacation, going to the beach house. It's boring. Things are low. Not a great time to sell, but it might be a good time to sell if that makes sense. So it's just like, ride the wave, guys. That's all I'm doing. Same thing I say almost every episode. Ride the wave, enjoy yourself, have fun. It's very simple. I set little goals for myself. Like, I like to sell some things here and there. I like to still take profits in a slower market, right? Because I'm into some things cheaper. I had one of my buddies reach out the other day, and he's like, man, he's like, I wanna sell all my Sword and Shield. And I'm like, what do you mean you want to sell all your Sword and Shield? He's like, it's just not doing anything. I've had it forever, and it's just not doing anything. I said, okay. I said, so if you're into Brilliant Stars for $100, it didn't do anything? He's like, well, I meant it didn't do more than I anticipated. The patience for everybody just isn't there right now. And it's kind of cruddy, and that's the new mentality. But that's why I tell you, start buying older tins, right? If you want to see, you know, things really shoot up in the air and you want to gamble higher money, it's the vintage, right? The vintage is, you know, your entry cost is way higher, but I see higher fluctuations with some of that stuff. We don't really have much grading going on. It's not many. There's like a shortage of the slabs with PSA. That's why I'm trying this new thing with Rudy. Shout out to PCG. I'm interested to see what my grades are going to come back. I'm interested to see how these slabs are. I'm interested to see where this journey goes. It's like I kind of try to keep the light going with all these little endeavors, and it's fun. I don't really do sponsorships, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do a couple of those. Like, but I have to believe in the product, so I don't. I'm just trying all these new things. I want to do a Discord, maybe a Patreon. I want to just try new things, all right? You never want to stay too stagnant. I just want to, you know, try new things, enjoy the hobby in different ways I've never enjoyed them before. I want to start doing lives. I think that would be fun. Right? Like, lives would be fun. I miss doing podcasts. Podcasts were fun. I want to continue to be involved in this hobby, even when things are stagnant, even when things are boring. I still want to have fun, and it doesn't always have to be about the numbers going up. Now I get to rip a little extra product. Guys, you can go buy Chaos Rising ETBs right now. I believe like a normal ETB just sold for like $65. Perfect Order ETB, $60. All affordable stuff. So now you have stuff to open, you have stuff to buy and set it and forget it, and it's not through the roof. But everyone's looking so far ahead. Oh, forget Pitch Black. I need celebrations. Enjoy Pitch Black. Chase the Darkrai. It's just a nice time, nice calm time in the hobby. And I think people don't respect that, and it's unfortunate. It's like now is your chance to go in the store and see Pitch Black on shelves, see Chaos Rising on shelves, see Perfect Order on shelves. When was the last time we could see 3 sets in a row? It was crazy because I remember during COVID, I think it was Darkness Ablaze, yeah, it was. It was Darkness Ablaze release. And I remember going into the store and I remember being excited to chase the Charizard. Meanwhile, I have all this Sun and Moon products sitting at my feet. Heck, all the XY boxes still on clearance. And it was like I was paying attention to the new shiny thing with Darkness Ablaze instead of just buying all the Sun and Moon on the shelf, buying all the XY on the shelf. So sometimes it seems like that's what people are doing right this second. Let me focus on Pitch Black. Let me pay $280 a box. But you have a chance at getting Chaos Rising, right? You have a chance at getting Destined Rivals. You have a chance at getting Temporal Forces, Paradox Rift. Heck, Paradox Rift is basically the same price you're going to pay for a Pitch Black box. Don't make the mistakes I made. I remember being, I was actually kind of smart too, because I remember when Vivid Voltage came out, Cosmic Eclipse went up to like 140, 160 a booster box. And I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't focus on Vivid Voltage when Cosmic Eclipse is so much better. And that's when I made the right educated decision and started going back to my Sun and Moon and my XY. Do the same thing in this scenario. Focus on some sets that you missed. That's a good point. I should have started off with that. But yeah, those are the goals. Discord, get distro. I'm not giving up until I get distro, guys. And that's what a lot of people think. They're like, Nick, how do you have all this stuff if you didn't have distro? Back then, you didn't need distro. You could get Chilling Reign at $79 a box. Fusion Strike at $79 a box. Sometimes even cheaper than that, depending on how much you bought. Right? People were taking so many losses. Now it's just impossible to even get the product. So I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep it going. It'll happen. It'll happen. PokePlumber LLC, baby. It'll happen. It's weird because now I have 2 EIN numbers. Double the taxes. That's always exciting. Yeah, my accountant was like, dude, you can't mix your Pokemon income with your plumbing income. It doesn't work that way. I was like, oh, got away with it for a year. A Japanese product is still going absolutely wild. I was looking at that Charizard promo, the one where he's fighting Venusaur. Guys, in what was it, 3 months? Hold on, 1, 2. Yeah, in 3 months, that card went from like 6K to 12K. Don't fall for that kind of stuff. I brought a lot of people's attention to how a lot of these auctions are being shilled. Just make sure you look at the bid history. And if you see like a 0 bid or 0 feedback or a 0, feedback person or 1 feedback person, stay far away from that auction, right? All these auctions that I've been going into, they all have like normal, 31, 125. They have good feedback. So you're not seeing a product get super shilled. So when you're bidding on items on eBay, please make sure that you're looking at that. There's a lot of shady stuff still happening. But as far as the negativity goes, I guess that's the most negative thing right now. What am I doing right now? Just like collection boxes. I showed you, you saw it. I'm still buying XY. I'm still buying the Sun and Moon stuff. I feel like it's still affordable prices, but I still, with my heart, my gut, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, not going to change. From XY to now, I feel like all fair prices, can't lose, make the leap of faith, and just enjoy yourself. That's it. Short episode today. We had a crazy storm. The power outage was like all over my town. So many people didn't have power. Still don't have power for 2 days. They have generators running. So just be safe. We've been getting these weird storms. Weird things are happening around the world. We have earthquakes over here, earthquakes over there. It's just a nightmare. I do want to talk about, because Rudy brought this up, and I was going to say this in my last video. With Sony, with not using the discs, I'm very old-fashioned. I love having the discs. Them removing discs is going to make me go back to Xbox. I never want to download it digitally, right? I have the first Fortnite disc from back in the day, and now obviously it's digital, and I hate that. But I remember I wanted to go get MLB The Show, and they're like, oh, we're sold out, just download it digitally. I don't want to do that. I think Sony doing this, we kind of have to bully them, because this is the biggest load of crap ever. I'm a big video game guy, always have been a video game guy. I like having the disc. I like having the cartridge. I remember back then, I did really well on my report card, and my parents would bring me to Toys R Us. I would get a good grade. I would study, and I remember like even with even with back in the day when I would get like a Game Boy game. On the ride home, all I would do is sit there and read the back of the box, and it would create all this nostalgia for me. When I hold these games, they bring back so much nostalgia, and they're gonna take that away from the future kids, and it's just a shame. And hopefully Microsoft doesn't mess up and do that, because I'm gonna go back to Xbox. Switch, you have that little thing, and you have to like download the rest on your game. Like, I'm not a fan of what they're doing at all. I just think it's a load of crap, but it's going to make this stuff age even better. Everybody likes to have tangible items, whether it's Pokemon, right? A lot of people thought Pokemon Pocket was going to take out Pokemon. That was going to be their goal. And thank goodness that's not happening. But at the end of the day, people are going to earn for this stuff even more. It's going to be harder to get, harder to locate, because they're just ruining it. They're ruining the way these kids are growing up. I sound so old. Back in my day, I had an N64 game. Back in my day, I had Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis. But I don't like this digital stuff. I just don't. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. Imagine if Pokemon was like, oh, we're switching strictly to Pokemon Pocket. That'd be the end of that. You think? You think? I don't know. Simple one today. I hope everybody had a safe weekend. Sorry, guys. I'm tired. Kids were so bad this weekend. Sun, pool, destroyed me. But this is a good one. How did you pronounce this Pokemon? Did you say Audino? Did you say Audino? Because you definitely did. But guess what? It's Audino. Audino. Let me focus. This Pokemon has a kind heart. By touching with its feelers, Audino can gauge other creatures' feelings and physical conditions. Audino. Audino. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys truly are the very, very best. All right. So I'm going to teach you guys a little trick. So there's a 2016 version of this and a 2014 version of this. So if you want to figure it out, it's all about the code. See how the code says 10915 and then 10919, and then it also says 2014? That's how you figure it out. It's always going to be on the serial codes. So if you're ever about to buy a tin, whether it's eBay, whether it's at a show, go to Primetime Pokemon, and then you type in the tin that you're looking at. And he'll always show you a 360 version of the tin. And then you watch him open the tin. That's how you figure out the tin that you're buying. That's how I always did it. That's like the best bet. I'm still waiting for my Raikou. Yeah, it's Raikou. Isn't that weird? It's not Raikou. It's Raikou. I'm still waiting for my Raikou and Suicune tin. I still have this. Like, where the heck is the other two? Oh, I don't know. This is a Keldeo tin. Pack selection's pretty damn solid in this one. This is from 2013, I believe. You can't even see it, can you? Yeah, 2013. And then you have the black Kyurem and the white Kyurem there. This tin's awesome. And then I'll show you the difference. So you have a Deoxys tin right here. Okay. So see how there's two Deoxys tins? Okay, side by side. See how it's 80, oh, come on. 800221. I hate when it's not doing this. And then that one's 10600. And see how it says 2013, 2014? See? They do change the dates on it, and they do change the serial codes. That's how you figure it out. All right, guys, I'm done. Just a little Pokemon history there, teaching you guys how to do this stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys truly are the very, very, very best.